talk, guys. The number, right? So, like I said before, we're past the halfway mark of the season, and the number for today is six. Can y'all guess what the number six means for today?
Six MVP candidates.
Uh, it could be, but no. So the number six means yesterday and last night. So this past week, there were six games won on a game-winning field goal. You had the
Oh,
Texans
that's
and
great.
Bengals, the Browns and Ravens, the Falcons and Cardinals, Lions, Chargers, Commanders, Seahawks, and Broncos and Bills. Six games, bro. Six games came down to a field goal. Now we're in this territory where it's just like the small marginal differences are going to make the difference in the games and who makes the playoffs and who doesn't make the playoffs.
Preach.
Like, I mean, all right, let's dive into this Browns Ravens game. Jay, you wanted to talk about this one. So the Ravens, the Ravens is tearing up a storm, ripping the ass up, tearing people up. I feel like this is a good loss, to still to humble the Ravens and bring them back down as far as their head goes. And if there's any team they lose to, it makes sense that it's a division rivalry to a Browns team that has had a superior defense for this season. And then Deshaun played a pretty solid game this year. We've been waiting to see Deshaun ball out,
That
and that's what
second
we
half, he
got.
was killing.
hmm And then it's like you look at the variables in these games, dude. It was one pick, that pick six that Lamar threw was just a freak pick six that this shouldn't have happened. He got swung around, the ball came out, it hung in the air. The DB just came down and just scooped it and just went. And that was just, bro, that was just stellar. So that the Browns Ravens game was a great game. Jay, what you got?
Yeah, I mean, you summed it all up. I do disagree. It's not a good game for the Ravens to lose. Would have been nice for them to sweep the series with the Browns. Um, and then just assert themselves as the best in that division because they still are the best. And I still take the Ravens over the Browns despite that loss. Um, uh, but nonetheless, I get what you're saying. It's they could have won, and it's a learning lesson. And so expect the Ravens to just still knock people out further down the line through the season. I mean, I'm not gonna bang on Lamar head. Lamar is still an elite quarterback in the league. Um, I don't know. I still would like. I mean, I had the Ravens as the best team in the NFL, and now that they've taken this loss, I'm leaning back towards the Eagles. Um,
I've been to the Eagles, man.
so that's about the only thing that I would change about what I think of the Baltimore Ravens. But this loss, it's not that bad, not too bad.
I don't think it's a bad loss. I mean, you're losing to, you're right, divisional rival, Deshaun Watson, who everybody forgets before all the controversy happened and before dude got hurt and all this stuff. That dude was that dude. So he was like a top three quarterback in the league. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe he's finding his way. You know what I'm saying? So but everybody forgets before that happened, he was that dude. So you lose, you everybody's gonna lose a game, right? Any given Sunday, and at least you lost to a team that was like a foe that's a real tough competitive team. Miles
Mm-hmm.
Garrett, any out against Miles Garrett led defense is gonna be a tough out.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
And then this came down. It was Browns won this game on a walk off field goal too. So definitely, but I definitely feel like this game says more about the Browns than it does for the Ravens.
Right.
All right. So what else we got here? Let's stay in the AFC North. Jay, man, them your Bengals they lost 30-27 to the Houston Texans. This one was a baller, and the same scenario at the end of the game. The Texans walk off with walk-off field goal. Now they sit at 5-4. They're one game behind the Jags, and the Bengals are one game behind the Browns, Steelers, and Ravens in the division. What you fellas got for me?
Definitely still not worried about the Bengals. The most alarming part is their defense. CJ walked up and down the field on these guys.
Man,
I
I
mean,
think it says more about CJ, bro.
nah,
CJ been walking up and down the field on a lot of people this season, bro.
he has, but the status. I mean, you know, the reputation that the Bengals have, especially being that I want them to be AFC conference title contenders. For your defense to look like that, a little, I don't know. They had a chance to stop them on the final drive, couple chances to beat them.
And then this game actually, so going into the fourth quarter, it was like maybe 4 or 5 minutes left. CJ Stroud made a rookie pass. Like this was a pure rookie pass, and he gets a pass on it because he's been balling all damn season. It was just a crystal clear pick six.
Mm-hmm.
It went up. It was a 10-point differential. It was, what was it? 20. All right, it was 27-17. They come back in 27-24, get the ball back, managed to kick a field goal. And then, of course, like we see, the Texans went back down the field. A CJ-led drive and kicked the field goal for the game winner. So the Bengals were in this game, but they kind of, it's football, but they got lucky in that last stretch of the game to actually bring this to a closer matchup.
Burrow threw a couple picks himself to the Texans. But still not worried about the Bengals. This is more so about the Houston Texans, like you said, Show. They're good. They're a damn good football team. They're over 500 now.
Yo, CJ, bro, like we gotta talk about this dude.
No, Chef, hold on. Let Jalen get there, bro. Let Jalen get there, Chef. Let Jalen get there.
All right. Okay.
He gonna get there. I know he gonna get there. Go ahead, Jay. Unless we want to do it right now.
No, we good. I got it. We got it.
Okay.
All right. Hey, the Bengals, they're gonna be all right though. Still gonna make the playoffs.
The Bengals, man, they're gonna be good. I don't know, man. I don't know. They had a resurrection real quick.
Jay.
But you just called it out, bro. You just said the defense got marched up and down the field like this. And what did I say? I said they got lucky in those last 5 minutes with that uncharacteristically pick six by CJ Stroud. So, I mean, this ended in a close game, but it's not as close as we think it is. You know what I'm saying? They had a bone thrown to him, like literally. CJ literally threw a bone to him. They took it, and they bought this game within closer vicinity. I'm not saying they're not a good team, but we're not looking. I just don't feel like this is the same Bengals team we've seen in the past.
Man,
all right, that's all right. I respect that take, but it is the same. Actually, the defense isn't as good, but they can run up a scoreboard on anybody.
I just feel like they've been doing the same thing for the last 3 years. And every year at this point of the season, we're like, I don't know how the Bengals are doing. And then
it's actually earlier in the season. I'm saying it's like September, October, and early October. Now I'm still having questions about them in November after losing this game.
But I mean, every team has. Let's see how they bounce back. Now, if they have 2 games back and they play terrible, but the way that they beat the 49ers last week, like, answered my questions.
Right. And again, they played a solid Texans team. They'll be all right, Jay. They're gonna be all right.
Trying to build a case for them. They're
gonna win 11 games, make the playoffs, a force to be reckoned with in the playoffs.
We'll see, man. The next 3 games are huge, man. They got Bengals on Thursday night. We have a real Thursday night game this week for once.
That's a tough one. Ravens.
What's the matchup?
Ravens.
That's a big match because both teams got L's on them.
Ravens,
I'm loving it.
and then we got the Steelers,
And then
and
the
then
Jags.
the Jags. So this 3-game stretch,
They're gonna
will
beat the
be-
Steelers.
Man, everybody keeps saying they're gonna beat the Steelers, bro. You don't know.
Them Steelers is ass, man.
Bro, it's high as 6-3 bad, bro. What? Like,
Just like you said, they keep getting bones thrown at them, man.
yeah. So
Bro.
I mentioned did I mention that to both of y'all? So I don't know what analyst I was listening to or what I saw, but there's like a luck rating in the NFL, and the Steelers were the number one lucky team in the NFL this season. Like I'm not sure like what data they pull from, or I'd have to like do a rundown of all the other Steelers games. But I mean, if you do look at it, think about when they played the Browns. I mean, their defense did ball out, but their defense scored 2 touchdowns. And I don't care what you say, like defensive touchdowns, you earn. Jay, what you signed for, bro?
I'm looking at.
I'm backing
Steelers.
you up.
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not
backing
talking
you
about
up,
you.
bro.
It's not about
Yeah.
you.
All right. I don't care what you say, but defensive touchdowns are earned and they're taken. But you need some luck for defensive touchdowns to happen. Like something has to, like a pick six has to go your way. You have to have a clear-cut path to running that ball back for a touchdown. You know what I mean? A punt return, kick return.
I feel you. But how many years do we sit here and say this about the Pittsburgh Steelers team, that they have like limited offensive ability and they're always over 500, never had a losing season, and they always end up making the playoffs, man. And we got to stop this narrative that these Coach Tomlin teams are lucky. I get it. I know everything falls their way, but their coaching puts them in those positions to have things fall their way, and they're never out of a game, which is different from teams like the Buffalo Bills. So, like, what's the difference between the Bills and the Steelers?
Okay, so here's one thing. Here's one thing I'm interpreting from the Steelers. I think back to it last year, and I just think about this now because I had Najee Harris on my fantasy team, bro. He was so bad like the first 60% of the season. Then he had a very big uptick towards the end of the season. So did the Steelers team. And if we're looking at them right now, what they did on Sunday was run the ball really well with Jaylen Warren and Najee Harris. Yeah. And you think when you get to the colder months of football, defense and having a structured run game is really important. And I know that's the identity of Steelers football. It's defense, hard-nosed, hard-knock defense, and then running the ball. Not only do you have one running back, you have 2 running backs. I mean, Warren had 110 yards or something, and Najee Harris had 90 yards. And that's just going to make Kenny Pickett more comfortable. Them not having to rely on his arm as much. It's a formula for success going out towards the end of the season.
Yeah, man.
On his back half.
If only so many teams did that. Like if the Bills took the ball out of Josh Allen's hands and ran the ball more, then they wouldn't be looking at the record that they have right now. So, I don't know.
These Steelers are bad, man.
6-3 bad.
It's only a matter of time. I mean, you just said they're the luckiest team, and then I'm looking at the wins that they got. I mean, they beat a bad Green Bay team. They beat a bad Tennessee Titan team.
Bro,
they lost against the Jaguars. Listen.
Look, bro, wins are still wins. I'm listening. Wins
they are.
Still wins.
Yeah, they are wins, but you calling out 6-3, and it's like these opponents aren't formidable. They're supposed to win these games. They got the Browns next week, and then the Bengals.
They're winning the games, bro. You got to give a team credit for winning football games.
I do give them credit.
It's hard to win football games.
This is credit, but
the Bengals losing to teams that they shouldn't lose to. We just sit here. We can't have it both ways. Like you can't talk about good teams losing to teams that they shouldn't lose to, and say a team is bad because they're beating teams.
Like I remember the Eagles last year, they were talking about the strength of schedule. And it went their way. Then this year, you look at the schedule, the different quarterbacks they were playing. The Eagles stomped on them last year, and they went to the playoffs, went to the Super Bowl. Then this season, the Eagles only have 1 loss thus far this season, and they're playing good quarterbacks and good you can't have it both ways.
All I'm saying is, their record isn't as good as they are. That's what I'm saying. Like you calling out 6-3, like yes, they're 6-3, but a 6-3 team is like a really good team. They're not that good. That's all I'm saying.
They are a good team.
They're not.
That's what I'm saying. They are a good team.
They're terrible on offense.
So
They're
the
terrible.
The special teams are good and they have an amazing defense.
Man, you ain't gonna That
Man,
ain't nothing.
all right. To Jay, if the ball's not soaring down the field efficiently, if Jay doesn't see great quarterback play, he thinks that the entire team is bad. That's how Jay works.
The quarterback is the most important position.
Exactly, but you can't say they're not a good team just because the quarterback plays. And that's another thing I'm interested in is how does Kenny Pickett play down the stretch too?
Exactly. You know how he gonna play.
I don't know how he's gonna play.
You know how
we're talking about two separate halves of the season, man.
And you're also talking about a young quarterback too, who's like getting himself like he's getting his feet under him.
These are the developmental games right here.
They're terrible,
also, man. Mason Rudolph took them to the playoffs, bro. Mason Rudolph had a winning season with them. I'm just saying, Kenny Pickett has more talent than Mason Rudolph.
I guarantee you, they lose these next 2 games.
Goodness great, bro. Why do he hates the Steelers? That's what it is.
I mean, I'm just speaking on how this is really how I see it. I'm not being biased, but I'm seeing the most impressive win was against the Ravens. Don't know how they won that game.
They beat the Ravens. You just said they beat the Ravens, bro. Come on. How are you saying they 6-3 without beating formidable opponents,
Jay,
bro?
If they play tomorrow, who would you take to win?
Shit, I don't know at this point. Anything can happen on any given Sunday.
If they play the Ravens tomorrow, who you think?
That's what I'm saying. We don't know, bro.
I would take the Ravens.
All right, thank you.
I would pick the Ravens, but what I would say is this. All right, so
let that be a Steelers home game.
What's that?
I say let it be a Steelers home game.
Man, them dudes are playing the Browns, and then they're playing the Bengals. So they're playing the Browns, Bengals, and then after that they got the Cardinals.
Exactly, that's going to be a win.
The Colts, man, bro, they could win. They're going to win at least half the rest of their games, at least. Least. It's not their fault, man. They're gonna beat.
It's not their fault.
They're supposed to beat.
Exactly.
Well, Coach Tomlin beats the people he's supposed to beat.
My entire point is they're the worst team in the division in my eyes, but they're second.
It's the best division in football.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you're the best of the worst. I mean, you're the worst of the best. Like you have Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Myles Garrett in your conference. I'm sorry, yeah. And Deshaun Watson before, like, still.
Look at that. Look at this. Go ahead, Jay. I'm off.
God, dog.
This is how, bro. I just speak, bro. You can't be mad at my opinion. Why would you?
I am mad at your opinion, man.
Why?
Man, that opinion. Because it's not my opinion. That's why it's wrong. You're wrong. You too. Y'all. I mean, my bad. Y'all guys are wrong.
What am I wrong about?
These dudes trash, man.
I didn't say they were trash. He said they were trash.
They trash, man. Cool. These dudes are trash.
I'm just talking trash, man.
I think they're all right. I don't think they trash. I think they're an above average football team.
They are average. That's about all I can give y'all. They average.
Average would be a 500 team. They are
above average would be the Jaguars, which they lost to. Above average would be the Houston Texans, which they lost to. Above average would be.
The Steelers' record is better than the Houston
Bro, the
Texans.
Steelers' record is better than the.
Who's better? The Texans are better than the Steelers.
I don't know, man. That's what you can't call that, bro.
The Texans,
just because they're better on offense, Jay thinks they're just a better team, bro. He believes in offense so much more than Jay, the whole structure of a team.
Bro, Jay, stop, bro. Stop. I'm telling you, the Texans are more balanced. They're balanced on offense. They're balanced on defense. They got 2 very convincing W's against 2 teams in the AFC North, the Bengals and the Steelers. These are convincing W's. The Texans are above average team. They got a good coach. I mean, the Steelers are winning off good defense and running the ball with Najee sorry
See, you
ass
heard him.
hands.
You heard him. You heard him.
Good teams can win with defense, bro. Like,
That ain't
Come
enough.
on, we talking football, man. Bro, he needs an elegant quarterback, man. That's all he believes in, bro. All right, let's move on, bro. My bad,
Yeah.
Jay. My bad, Jay. You're
sorry
wrong.
ass Steelers. They ain't doing it but taking up a playoff spot, man. Go ahead, bro.
All right. So the 49ers, damn, they were on a 3-game skid. Had a bye week. They were probably dying for that bye week. And they come out and bust down the Jaguars, who we were praising. Or I can't speak for y'all, but I know I was giving the Jaguars a lot of credit for their play thus far this year. And both of these teams have the same record as the Steelers at 6-3 right now. And yeah, the 49ers bust down the Jaguars.
Wait, what teams?
The 49ers and the Jags have the same record as the Steelers right now.
Who the worst team out of those three, Jay?
I don't know.
Man, the Steelers are the worst team out of those three.
Why are they the worst team?
They're worse, bro. The Niners are better and the Jags are better.
Okay.
Period. But hey, go off, man. Go ahead.
You probably think the Chargers are better than the Steelers, don't you?
Yes. They're about the same, but I would take the Chargers.
You would take the Chargers off of the quarterback, wouldn't you?
Yes.
I mean, it makes sense, Jay, but it's like, bro, it's so much more to football than just the quarterback. That's what we getting at, man.
I get what you're saying, man. I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at your opinion like you mad at mine. I'm not mad at yours, bro. I would take an offense ability to score the ball over hard-nosed defense. Because it's only so far defense. I mean, it's 2023. Anybody can run up a scoreboard at this point. So even if you
just say anybody can run up a scoreboard.
Not the Steelers. They just don't have the offensive powers, bro. They don't have the scheme. Because at the end of the day, you can have a great defense and still have 30 put on your head. But if you can't match that 30, I can't look at you as an elite team. I can't.
Saying they're elite.
I can't look at you as above
elite
average.
Steelers.
I'm just saying it ain't.
All right, you can't look at them as above average, bro. What? Oh, come on, man. Come on, man.
Hey, I'm speaking on it, but yeah, the Niners they 3-game losing streak off of bye week. This was definitely going to be a W for them, despite how good the Jaguars are. The Niners were coming for blood, and they spilled that Jaguar blood all over the field.
That was graphic.
Yeah, I mean it was expected.
It was great. They Purdy back in those MVP conversation. There go your quarterback, Jay.
Purdy.
Nah, my bad. Purdy didn't throw those. My bad. Purdy didn't throw those touchdowns. I'm sorry. Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan out there
Why
making
y'all
those
trolling
touchdowns
me,
happen.
man? Why y'all
My bad.
trolling
Kyle
me,
Shanahan made those touchdowns happen.
What do y'all want me to say, man?
No, I ain't saying nothing, man. I ain't saying nothing.
So one thing that's interesting, I'm gonna speak on Kyle Shanahan. So, man, this 40 coming into this game, this 49ers defense. I mean, you look at the numbers; they're still good. They were literally, I believe, 5th in opponents' points per game at like 17 points per game, and yet Shanahan wasn't satisfied. Don't know if y'all remember the Vikings game. That was a Monday or a Thursday night game. I'm not sure. Right before halftime.
Monday.
It was a Monday night. Okay.
Yeah.
Right before halftime, they threw a touchdown pass for a touchdown that shouldn't have happened. Jordan Addison caught the ball. And I remember looking at it like, what? No way that just happened. And you run back the play. So Steve Wilkes called a 0 blitz. on that play. So a zero blitz is no safety behind.
Yeah.
The linebackers are blitzing. Everybody's like close in and manned up on one of the final plays of the drive. Like this touchdown shouldn't have happened. So in the press conference, Kyle Shanahan just called out Steve Wilks. He said, "Oh, I know the defensive coordinator wish he had that play back." And then, I mean, we're not talking about like Steve Wilks isn't no young cat. You know what I'm saying? He's a vet in the league. And it's like Kyle Shanahan, like, hey, nah, bro, I'm going to hold you to this, like, for real. Like, this just shouldn't happen. Steve Wilks gets out there and says, I wish I had that one back. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I just feel like the team is really a reflection of Kyle Shanahan's standards and what he holds his team to. And coming into this game, dude, they held the Jaguars to 3 damn points.
It's major.
And that's major. So big props to that. And 49ers are a force, man. 49ers are a force for real.
We'll see, man. I mean, they're the most talented, top-heavy team. You know, they don't have the depth that other teams in the NFC have, but they're top-heavy as hell. Their top players are the top players in the NFC. They have probably the best all-around running back. They have some of the top defensive players in the positions. The receivers, they have the best catching tight end in the NFC. So, I mean, it's a top-heavy team. And then we'll see how that Chase trade works out for him, too, because that's another monster added into that defense that's already formidable. So,
bro, that line is ridiculous. That D line is insane. And Bozo's even eating out there. He came back eating. Yeah, they're scary, man. But
you're getting Trent Williams back, man. Like they were talking about. So with Trent Williams on the field, they're averaging 5 yards per rush attempt. 5 yards per rush attempt. Without Trent Williams, they were averaging 3. So Trent Williams, you're running the ball twice. There's a first down.
Dude, I saw one play. He was pulling. It might have been a sweep or whatever. I'm not even sure who had the ball, but he got out there, got in front, and you see Trent Williams, big ass, just coming at the DB to get him out of bounds. Bro, what? You got to feel so confident as a running back running behind Trent Williams, dude. Like, what?
Yeah, that's why Christian McCaffrey out there stunting on everybody.
Skate.
Him and Devo just stunting.
All
Yeah.
right.
They're a force to be reckoned with.
Okay, guys. All right. So what else we got here? So we got the Lions and the Chargers. That game turned out to be exactly how you would imagine a Lions and Chargers game would be. Just lighting up the scoreboard. Lions won on the game-winning field goal, 41-38. And this just goes back to, the Lions' offense is good.
Jared Goff.
But the Chargers are now 4-5. And, I mean, how much – I feel like they're going to finish the season with Brandon Staley because the thing is I realize they have optimism right now.
I don't know why.
And, dude, I know you have some dial back on Justin Herbert, but Justin Herbert is it, man. That's Herbert is it, man. Oh my God!
When he's behind,
it's not. No, it's not. None of this is Herbert's fault. I'm not saying none of this is Herbert's fault. Herbert is it.
It's hard for me to say that dude is it when there's so many other quarterbacks that are actually it.
No. Herbert is it.
So if he is it, then what's Pat Mahomes?
Him.
So if he is it, then what's Joe Burrow?
That dude.
So if he is it, then what's Lamar Jackson?
That nigga. Hey,
nah,
for real.
In all honesty, bro, I put Herbert in the same classification as Lamar.
I can't do it, man.
I have to.
Can't do it. Lamar has won with some shitty teams, bro. With some shit teams, with them dudes catching the ball with their hands, dropping stuff, man. I'm sorry.
But
Man, I cannot put that dude on the same level as Action Jackson, bro. Like he's all right. He's a good quarterback. I'm sorry, but man, that's Lamar Jackson every year. What's his winning percentage, bro? What's Lamar Jackson's winning percentage?
A lot, but I'm going to going back to before. It's the football team as a whole and coaching and whatnot.
I would say coaching. We can say coaching because that Chargers team has had a shitload of talent on that team, bro.
Especially on that. If you look at that defense and look,
they've had talent on that team, man. I'm not trying to hear that, bro. Like it's hard. Like we can't be holding these dudes to these standards, and then we talk about like they that guy, but you ain't won nothing. You ain't won no MVP. You ain't won no playoff games. You ain't took no team in no playoffs. Got to the playoffs. You let young boy go out there and come back and whoop your ass on your field, bro.
What don't you like about Herbert? Something.
It's not anything that I don't. I think Herbert is a very talented quarterback, but you cannot put that dude over these guys that are out here performing and their teams are winning. In
Herbert is performing though. That's what I'm saying.
He ain't winning nothing, bro. Like that dude is he's like a Diddy album. He's a shiny suit. But you're not gonna say that dude is better than Jay-Z.
He said a Diddy album. I ain't gonna front. I hear what you're saying, Shelf. You have a very fair point. I hear what you're saying. I ain't gonna front. I mean, at the end of the day, we got to see some. We can't just look at the numbers and then look at his awesome throws and say, "Oh, all right, like that's it." And that's true. It is it. However, you got to have another it factor that wins you games despite bad coaching. Like we need, Herbert last, minute drive or like in that playoff game last year. He can't lose that game. He doesn't have an MVP. Lamar has an MVP. Lamar has some postseason success, and it's not on Herbert, but I mean that's just how it lines up. That's how it lines up.
But we can't keep, and I get it. Brandon Staley sucks. Everybody knows Brandon Staley sucks.
That motherfucker sucks.
He sucks. But okay, so Brandon Staley sucks, but Lamar Jackson's receivers suck.
Mm-hmm.
Like his offensive line was banged up the last 2 years. So they were sucking. So like we look at Justin Herbert, it's just his coaching. And yes, he's had
no. His O-lines have been trash. Justin Herbert has some trash ass O-lines. And let's not forget all the injuries he's had to deal with too on his side of the ball.
But it's the same thing that
I'm saying I'm putting him in the same I'm putting him in the same category or the same tier with Lamar Jackson. That's all I'm doing. I'm not putting him above.
He's got to be a tier below, bro. You cannot put that dude on the same tier.
I got to put him in the same tier.
That dude ain't won shit, man. He ain't won shit. That's like back in the day when people were putting Dan Marino in the same tier as Joe Montana, bro. And I'm no knock on Dan Marino because Dan Marino could ball out. Knock on Dan Marino, like going back and watching football. Go back and watch Dan Marino ball. But Dan Marino was not fucking Joe Montana.
Hey, winning matters.
That's all I'm saying. Them shits is empty calories, bro.
I ain't mad at it, Jay. I ain't mad at it. I do get what you're saying. Yeah,
I think he's good. Let's see what he looks like when he gets a real coach and he starts winning some shit. He starts winning some games, then I got you. He starts winning some games. I got you.
At least he don't be throwing them Josh Allen INTs.
And I can't even put him in the same. He ain't in the same level as Josh Allen.
I'll put them together.
What, them and Josh Allen?
I don't know. I
can't put him on the same level.
Right now, I'm grouping all them together.
Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, they done won something, bro.
I would say Lamar is. I would.
I mean, they won wild card games.
He's still more dynamic. They won the game because of him. They win those games. Look, when they win, it is because of Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
Every time they
he
win.
executes. Lamar executes. He doesn't turn the ball over like Josh.
They win because of Lamar, bro.
I
wasn't even the biggest Lamar Jackson fan.
But Shelf, see what
But also I've seen them lose. I've seen them lose because of Lamar. I'm not sure. I don't remember
him,
what.
Bro. It's all on him.
It's all on Herbert,
bruh. Yeah, it's all on Herbert, but that dude don't win.
But what Jalen is saying, because in Lamar's case, when he gets the ball back, it's not as much of a crisis as when Justin Herbert gets. Every time Herbert gets the ball, they just went down there and scored on a 70-yard touchdown. Herbert, we need you to put up some points real quick. Herbert, go and put up some points. And it's the same thing throughout the game until the fourth quarter. And you're asking Herbert to do some spectacular shit again. And to your credit, Shelf, he doesn't do it.
Well,
but the point is, he's always in that situation.
What are they asking Lamar Jackson to do the whole damn game? Run the ball. Run the ball. Throw the ball. Oh, don't run the ball because you're running too much. Let's make you a pocket passer. And then the dude is a pocket passer. He's murdering dudes. And then, you need to run the ball a little bit more. Then what does that dude do? He start buzzing people down, running the ball, hitting hit sticks on everybody.
That's good coaching, though, Shelf.
Yeah, but it's also Lamar Jackson is able to be coached and put those things in those situations, man. I'm saying Justin Herbert is not good, man. I'm just saying you cannot say that he's on the same level as freaking Lamar Jackson, bro.
Look at the numbers from this past game.
I'll buy that.
Like what I'm about to say is like this is every week for Justin Herbert and the Chargers. They lost 41-38. Justin Herbert, 27-40, 323 yards, 4 TDs, an interception, and they still lose this damn game.
Empty calories.
Herbert didn't give up 41 points.
I'll buy it. I mean,
Herbert didn't give up 41 points.
He's gonna put up numbers every week. Justin Herbert's gonna put up numbers every week. It's the same damn thing as Dan Marino. But nobody ever going back in time is saying Dan Marino is better than John Elway or Joe Montana. His numbers are better. Dan Marino's numbers are better than the dude's numbers, but they are not. But he is not a better quarterback than them dudes.
I'll buy it.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. I just can't, man. You know, I love Lamar, but I have to put them in the same tier. Like I honestly have to.
We'll see in a year. Let's see in a year when he gets a real coach. But until he gets a real coach and he wins some shit, I can't say he's better than him, bro. I just can't.
He gonna get the other hardball.
You might.
I will say that one interception looks like they messed up the Chargers a little bit. Well, the Lions do have a turnover on downs. Yeah. I mean, I'll buy it, man. At the end of the day, if we're gonna put that guy in the tier with these elite quarterbacks, you gotta hold him accountable for what his win-loss record is, despite his coaching, despite his defense. That's just calling a spade for a spade. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So we can't say Herbert is elite, all that other stuff. It's just like if you lay it all out on paper, he doesn't have an MVP. Lamar, Mahomes, they both have MVPs. He doesn't have any playoff wins. Lamar, Mahomes, Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, all these guys have MVP. I meant to say playoff wins. I'm just saying, you line it up. I mean,
I'm gonna say all those guys minus Lawrence have been in the league longer than Herbert as well.
I mean, yeah, but you know, we put him in that class with those guys. Even Hurts.
Class with him yet.
Even Hurts.
We can't put him in that class yet. I'm like, Trevor Lawrence came back and beat that dude, man. I'm just saying, like under pressure look, if he would have won that playoff game last year, after they were already whooping them dudes down, then maybe the narrative is different. He would have went on to play a better game in the second round. Because even that game that the Jags lost, in the playoffs, it wasn't Trevor Lawrence because Trevor Lawrence came and balled out in that game, and they still played well in that game and barely lost in the playoffs.
Go ahead and push this shit through, bro. And
But
for the record, I would take Herbert over Lawrence.
would you take Herbert over Lamar?
Not doing it. Who you got on you, man? Give that dude some real receivers, man. They done gave Lamar Jackson.
I would take Lamar over Herbert. Yeah, I'll take Lamar over Herbert. That's coming from me. Because Lamar, let's put Keenan Allen with Lamar. Bruh.
Hold on. Here, real quick. You give Lamar the Bengals receiving core. You give Lamar Keenan Allen. You give
any like good receiver. I mean, his best receiver is OBJ or Zay Flowers.
I'm just saying.
Lamar needs a top tier receiver.
If you put Diggs, you give Diggs to Lamar Jackson.
Ooh. Goodness gracious.
You say that again?
I said, ooh, goodness gracious.
You put Diggs with Lamar Jackson.
All right. Hold on. I got one stat for you, and I'm done. Y'all can keep going.
Oh Lord. Bro, if you say anything about Herbert 4,040 TDs.
He's gonna have how many comebacks he's had.
Yep. Jay, this was for you. This was for you, Jay. Since he was drafted, Justin Herbert has the most game-winning drives and fourth quarter comebacks in the NFL.
Hold up.
Hey, I'm just putting that out there, bro.
He does.
I'm not saying he's better than Lamar. I'm just saying he's in that sector.
But he's also put them in those positions by making bonehead ass plays and turning the ball over when they had.
He don't turn the ball over that much.
Not as much, but he doesn't turn the ball over a lot. But he's turned the ball over in crucial times in games. And then they got to come back.
All I'm saying is, it is what it is. When you, like I said, you stack all this stuff up against the other quarterbacks, Herbert wins aren't comparable.
Herbert is a good quarterback. I'm not saying I'm saying Herbert is trash, bro. I just said he's not saying Lamar Jackson. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not even saying that he's not ever gonna be better than Lamar Jackson. I'm saying at this time I can't say that. I'm saying you put him with a real coach after this season, and he can actually develop. Then we'll see, because he's been at the same level, which is a great level of quarterback for the last 2-3 years. There hasn't been a lot of progress, but he has been that great over the last 3 years. Whereas Lamar Jackson has been asked to do different things almost every season. And then he's changed, and he has changed his game, and you can see the progression on the way he's changed his game to fit what the team has wanted him to do.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
That's all I'm saying.
I feel you. Heck yeah. All right. Dang, boy, we was on that for a minute. All right, what else we got here?
That's all right. Hey, that was fire.
All right. All right, guys. We're gonna move on to these questions. We're almost out of time here. I got like 6 more minutes. All right. Can the Texans catch the Jags in the AFC South and win the division?
Yes.
Yes?
I think so.
Why do you think so, Jay?
Hey, first off, it's time, man. CJ Stroud was the better pick, bro. Y'all should have took CJ Stroud.
Man, we ain't gonna talk about that, man.
They should have took CJ Stroud. Is flat out a baller, man. And y'all heard it before. I give the Texans a lot of credit. They beating up on the AFC North. They got 2 W's and maybe in the third one. I'm not sure. I think the Texans are a really good team, really good football team. So yeah, they have all the potential to catch the Jaguars.
Have you seen their record going down the stretch? Man,
their schedule
going down the stretch. Yo, they got a lot of winnable games, bro. They got the Cardinals, they got the Broncos, they got the Jets, they got the Titans, they got the Browns, They got the Texans again, and they got the Colts.
The Texans? Wait, is that the Jaguars schedule or the Texans schedule?
That's the Texans schedule.
Oh, okay.
They got a lot of winnable games.
Yeah. So yeah, the answer is yes.
Yes. All right. And for my next question, who wins the AFC North? And do you see an uptick in play from Watson and Kenny Pickett?
Ravens wins the AFC North. Uptick in Watson, yes. Kenny Pickett,
no.
I think he'll stay the same. I think he
Yeah.
is who he is. I think he is who he is.
Yeah. Thank you.
I agree, 100%.
So he's just gonna stay stagnant.
Yep, he is who he is.
All right. What you got, Uncle D?
I agree with J-Bo 100%. We seen out of day on this segment. What?
Hey, I'm glad I wasn't on the hot seat.
Boy, that's what we need. We need that fire, boy.
Some of that heat off of me, man. I feel like I'm always the one with the heat.
Okay. All right, so you agree with that? All right. And what's my other burning question? That's about it, fellas.
Oh, that's it. All right, cool.
About wraps it up. Do y'all have anything else for our We the Champs patrons and fans?
I'm good.
You good?
I mean, shout out to Dallas. They did what Dallas does.
Okay.
And the NFC South sucks.
Man, we got to play
NFC
Dallas
South
this week,
sucks.
bro. I don't even want to watch that game. Like, there's no reason to even watch that game, right?
They gonna mess y'all up, man.
Bro, there's no
Man.
reason to even watch that game, man. Like,
Man,
usually, if I'm on the couch and the Panthers are playing, I have the Panthers on my tablet right here. I just had that game streaming, and I had the Red Zone on the TV, bro. I'm not even gonna have the Panthers.
Don't waste your time with that, man. That little boy gonna be out there running lost, boy. Man,
Are the Bucks
gonna be out there
Who
beating
child is
teams.
this?
Are the Bucks at the top of our division?
Nah,
Saints.
Saints,
Should be like
Saints.
tied. They could be
Oh,
tied
but-
with like the Saints. 'Cause
I
The
do
Bucks
wanna
just
say
won
this,
and the
man.
Saints lost.
shout out to Josh Dobbs.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Dobbs, yo, that's it. Josh Dobbs coming in, balling, leading his team with victory. Man, Justin Jefferson, they were like one, the record is 1-5 or 1-3 without him, or no, with him. They're 5-0 without him. So Josh Dobbs has come in and kept their team afloat. He's making problems for Captain Kirk, man. I don't know if they're gonna be able to give him all that money in the offseason.
Kirk is he's out of there.
It's over.
He's
Kirk's-
done.
Kirk's
He's
done,
done.
man.
with them.
He's done. Like that's officially like ended his stay there, man. Because you have a serviceable quarterback that's not gonna cost you that much money. So shout out
And
to Josh Dobbs.
And apparently he's a genius. Like
Ooh.
his scores in school, Josh Dobbs,
Oh, yeah.
his
I remember-
scores in school was like off the charts. So he can come in and learn the offense like that, I suppose.
Man,
I remember watching him play at Tennessee. He was really fun to watch at Tennessee. His running ability back in college, even now, was really spectacular. But he used to run. He was like a power runner, bro. He used to run into guys back in the college days at Tennessee. I want to say he played with like Kamara, or did he play with Kamara? I think so. Yeah. He played back then.
Mm.
And I can't think of some other guys.
Yeah,
But,
man.
Good shout out, Chef. Good shout out.
Yeah, I just want to make sure, man, like give respect for the brother coming out there balling out.
All right, sweet. Well, guys, that wraps it up for this edition of We the Champs. We're gonna
Awesome.
chop it out, have it out to you later. We coming every week, guys. Every week. We have the Panthers episodes. That we're gonna put out. J-Bo, if you want to do a Falcons segment for your Falcons fans, man, hey, you're more than welcome to. But guys, we appreciate you. Hit that like, hit that comment. Well, write a comment, subscribe, share. We the Champs. We out, y'all.
Yeah.
Peace.